Today, we're talking about how to find housing in the beach, or at least close to the beach. All right, here's Lost Street Beach that we always go to watch the sunset. Now, for me, close to the beach is around a 15-minute drive because when I went to high school, it was around 15 minutes to get to the closest high school. So we're just gonna go off of that. Okay, now before we begin, make sure you click this button right here and subscribe for more videos. So now that we're here, let's talk about the cheapest way to get your house, and that is subleasing. So subleasing is essentially getting someone's place when they have already leased it and they need someone else to take over, maybe because they're going home or because of the recent coronavirus thing, they have to not go to school here anymore, so they're back home and they're paying for this lease while, you know, living at home. So they have this empty lease that they're not using, and this is probably the best way to leverage for cheaper rent. Usually people that are subleasing are pretty easy to negotiate with because they are otherwise out this money already. So when you talk to them and when you negotiate with them, it's good to have that understanding in mind, because then you know what place they're coming from. And at the same time too, they know where you're coming from. Like, you need a place to stay. So always be kind and courteous while you're doing this. And I'm gonna show you how to find a place to sublease. And sometimes it's the easiest way to find it because you can just go on and find a place. Like, you don't have to sign a lease or anything like that. It is more informal, but at the same time, make sure you're prepared and like do your due diligence and check if this is a legit listing or not, because as it is more informal, that could open up for some scams. So what I like to do is I go on to college student housing pages. So the first one that I go to is UCSC Student Off-Campus Housing. UCSC is a good school, so for the most part, I feel like the people in this group is a good group of people, and not too many people know about these groups, so there aren't going to be too many just like random people in these groups. So I go here and then I search in this group for subleasing. Okay, and we get some links. So right here, this guy is subleasing his single room in Carmel Valley for short term, around $900 to $1,000 per month. Carmel Valley is not the closest to the beach, but it is around like 15-20 minutes, so it's not super bad. This is a pretty safe part of town, so this is a fair price. But as you keep looking, you'll find areas or listings in the areas that you want. So here, for example, nothing said here, but I guess it was already subleased. Okay, let's see. This guy is subleasing his place, a huge house in Del Mar. Now, Del Mar is actually right by the beach, and they're asking $500 per person for the double or $800 for a single. Now, I think this is a great price. If you want to live in Del Mar, this would be a great price. Now, unfortunately, this is in 2016, so sometimes the search function isn't that good here, so you might just have to go into the group manually and search. Sometimes this is the only way to do it. So you go here, you scroll down and you look for whoever is subleasing. One single room available. Okay. So for the most part, this seems like a rental property where you could stay there for an indefinite amount of time. But if you go down, you'll find some sublease. It does help to have the search going too. So what you can do is just scroll all the way to the bottom, have a bunch load up, and then look up the word sublease. Okay, now we got 4 results. And it's not like something that you can go in and find every single day. For the most part, it is pretty fast, but you do have to check every few days or so just to see new listings come up. Like this has a spot in a double come up, but it's not really a sublease. So keep looking and you'll eventually find some leases in here. Okay, so the next way to find houses is to look for the house to lease yourself. And one of those ways is back again at the UCSD housing pages or other campus housing pages. And you don't have to go through these pages, but sometimes finding people here to rent rooms with you is an easy way to find places to lease. Now, if you don't like going this way and you want to find your own place, or you and your friends want to find your own place, this is how you do it. You can go on to the San Diego Property Management, and then you have a good amount of property management companies. Now you click a few of these are the ads, and you click some of these other ones too, and you go through every individual one of these. Unfortunately, that's the only way to do it. There's no other services that do it for you. This one doesn't have anything on top of its page that's easy for me to navigate, so I'm gonna get out of here. And I'm gonna go on this one, PMI Property Management. They have properties here, homes for rent. I'll click on homes for rent, and then I can find different homes here. Okay, they have no properties either, so let's get out of there. This is Utopia Management. Let's see, rental list in San Diego. So once you open up Utopia Management, it seems like they do have a couple rentals. And you get close here and you see there's some in Pacific Beach, none in La Jolla, Ocean Beach, Sunset Cliffs. These are all places that are super close to the beach. And even La Jolla up here, like University City and La Jolla Village, has a bunch of houses that are close to the beach as well. Unfortunately, these are probably not going to be the cheapest. This is $18.50, so it's not too bad. Some might be expensive. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really looked at it, but like this is probably a pretty nice place. Okay, this one's nice. It's a condo, 1 bed, 1 bath, 410 square feet. So these are probably some average prices. If you want to get a place right away, these are the average prices to look at. But if you do a little bit of searching, you could definitely find it for a little bit cheaper. Now, this other website too, Penny Realty, I've worked with Penny Realty before, and I know they have a lot of rentals. So here's their rental list, and there you go. All right, now see, there's this house by the bay, 2 bed, 1 bath, or 2 bed, 2 bath right by the bay. The bay is really close to the beach, and it's actually really beautiful because you get to see the bay, and it looks like a fully furnished house. And yeah, if you scroll down this list, there's a bunch of different units. This is a 1 bed, 1 bath right on the ocean. I actually live the block from here. I paid a lot less than this. This is close to $3 grand. But it is right oceanfront, and you will see the ocean from that place. But generally, this is how you look for a place to rent on your own. There is one other method too, is sometimes I go on Craigslist, and I like typing in Craigslist San Diego just so it's in the right area. And right here, apartment and housing. And the way I filter it is like this. I use the map view for the most part, and I zoom into the location that I want. And right here I see there's a lot in Pacific Beach, and there's going to be a lot in Ocean Beach as well. But since I am a big Pacific Beach guy and I have lived in Pacific Beach for years, I want to look in Pacific Beach. So here are some of the listings available in Pacific Beach right now. Looks like nothing that's insanely cheap. 2 bed, 1 bath for 2.5. That's not too cheap. But if you keep looking up day by day, you'll be able to find something that's not too bad. So this one's a 3 bed, 2 bath for around 1.1K for each person. Let's see. Here's a house for 3.3K for 3 bedrooms. So this is actually pretty nice. It's a house, so it's probably big. It's got a huge yard, and it's in the north part of Pacific Beach. So it's going to be pretty quiet here. And to have a house for 1.1K, I think is a pretty fair deal. I paid 1.1K when I was over down here, right by the pier. I was on Feldspar Street right here, right by the pier, and I was, that close to the beach. But I paid 1.1K for it, and my room wasn't the biggest, and our property wasn't the biggest either. But for being that close to the ocean, I was happy with it. Okay, so that is how you find a house by the beach, at least in San Diego. That is my process as I go and look at different houses. I've moved at least 4 times since I've been in San Diego, so I am pretty well versed with it. I know this is gonna work. Sometimes you do have to be a little patient and look for the right houses. It does take some time. You can't just go in and find it. So expect a little wait and expect to search a little bit if you want the best prices and the best location. Before you leave, make sure you click this button to subscribe and click this video as well. It does show you a lot more about Pacific Beach and the life there. And I'll see you in my next video.